But if a man truly looks beyond that and see what we can build, young or old, what you can build with a woman by your side that understands I'm that when I'm working. When I come home, I'm going to fix the meal. I'm going to fix your plate. I don't eat before a man eat. I did not eat before my father ate. A lot of women go, you stupid as fuck. No, that's just the way I was raised. Respect for a man.
What started as lighthearted talk between two familiar faces just took a serious turn. Sheryl Underwood was all laughs when she sat down with Shannon Sharpe on Club Shay Shay, but under that humor, there was something much heavier. While most people were focused on the jokes, Sheryl might have been trying to tell us something without saying it outright. They joked about their first meeting back when she had a comedy show in Denver and Shannon came through. According to Sheryl, they ended up having a deep late-night conversation that went on until 3 or 4 in the morning. No funny business, just two people opening up. But it was her next line that caught everyone off guard. She asked him if he'd be open to a fivesome. Now sure, it was said in a joking way, but her energy shifted right after. She got serious for a second and made it clear. I don't think I would be comfortable with you. You're a little dark for me. She said he gave off an energy that made her uneasy. Not dangerous, but enough for her to pull back. She didn't go into detail, but in that one moment, it was like she was trying to tell the audience, this man is not what he seems. And now that Shannon's name is all over the news because of that $50 million 0 cents lawsuit, people are replaying that conversation and realizing Sheryl might have known something all along.
Then why the f we ain't married then? You done gave all my damn credits. Now here's what you thought was gonna happen on your show. This is Club Shay Shay. It's Club Sheryl now.
Okay, go
we
ahead.
sat in the car in Denver.
Yes.
I'm gonna tell the story right, because when you came on the talk, you walking out with the flowers, looking all dashing and and I was like, this is the same dude I was trying to pull in the
1993
Denver. Yeah,
Denver.
man.
It all happened at Club Shay Shay. Sheryl Underwood and Shannon Sharpe sat down like old friends, just catching up, sharing stories and laughs that felt lighthearted at first. They talked about the first time they met years ago in Denver when Sheryl was performing stand-up and Shannon came to her show. According to Sheryl, after the show, they ended up having a deep, hours-long conversation that stretched late into the night. Just talking, no romance involved. She made it clear that nothing physical happened between them, and Shannon didn't even try anything. It was just one of those intense, unfiltered talks that stuck with her. But then, in the middle of that story, Sheryl threw out a question that stopped Shannon and viewers in their tracks. Would you want to do a fivesome? The way she said it had the tone of a joke, the kind of wild, comedic moment you'd expect from someone with her background. Shannon even laughed it off, but Sheryl didn't let the moment slide by like just another punchline. Right after the laugh, she got a little serious and added something that changed the whole energy of the conversation. She told Shannon she wouldn't feel comfortable with him, and she didn't go deep into why, but she said it had to do with his dark energy, and that wasn't a line for laughs. Sheryl looked him in the eye when she said it. It was subtle, but it sounded like a real warning, like she had picked up on something during that first conversation years ago and had kept it in the back of her mind. That shift in tone made people start asking, was Sheryl just being funny, or was she low-key trying to tell us something? Fast forward to 2025, and suddenly things aren't so funny anymore.
This is a shakedown. I'm going to be open, transparent, and defend myself because this isn't right.
NFL Hall of Famer Shannon Sharpe is under intense scrutiny as multiple allegations of sexual assault and misconduct have surfaced, prompting his temporary departure from ESPN and raising serious questions about his future in broadcasting.
A $50 million 0 cents lawsuit has just been filed against Shannon Sharpe in Nevada. The woman behind it, going by Jane Doe, claims she first met Shannon at the gym. Just a simple introduction, nothing suspicious, but from that moment on, she says her life took a disturbing turn. The lawsuit accuses Shannon of manipulation, emotional control, and misconduct. What started as gym conversations allegedly turned into intense demands, isolation, and psychological pressure. Jane Doe claims that Shannon used his fame and charm to reel her in and then, slowly, started taking control. She describes a pattern of behavior that escalated over time, including unwanted physical encounters and threats when she tried to pull away. The legal filing doesn't just describe one event, it outlines a cycle that she says played out over and over. What's more chilling is that the accusations are backed by what she claims is a secretly recorded audio tape That tape? It's now at the center of the whole case. An audio clip surfaced shortly after the lawsuit went public. The voice, which many believe is Shannon's, is heard making angry, aggressive statements. It's raw, it's emotional, and it doesn't sound anything like the polished, put-together personality fans know from TV and podcasts. If the voice is confirmed to be his, it could be a major blow to his defense and to his public image. The recording doesn't include names or dates, but the tone and language have already stirred major reactions online. People who once saw Shannon as calm and composed are now being forced to reconsider who he really is behind the scenes. And it didn't stop with the tape. The lawsuit opened the door for more scrutiny. People are now combing through past interviews, looking for red flags they might have missed. One of those moments? Sheryl's quiet confession on Club Shay Shay.
You know what happened, and you're trying to manipulate the media. The encounter in question took place during the day at her invitation, and now that appears to be a deliberate setup, coordinated by Gabby, also known as Carly on OnlyFans. Gabby and Tony Busby want $50 million. What they're getting is sued for defamation and trying to take me down. My career is all about real talk and honesty. I know my family and fans know exactly what this is about, and I'm going to be out there telling you whatever I need to say, just like I always do. I love all you guys.
Shannon didn't stay silent. In fact, he came out swinging. Right after the lawsuit made headlines, he took to social media and interviews to push back hard. He didn't just deny the allegations, he called the entire thing a shakedown. He pointed straight at Jane Doe's lawyer, Tony Busby, and accused him of trying to trap him with sensational claims meant to ruin his reputation and squeeze out a payday. Shannon also warned fans to stay alert. He said there might be a video floating around, one that's been edited or taken out of context. According to him, it was a setup from the start. He claimed this wasn't about justice, but about destroying his brand and cashing in on controversy. And here's where it got even more intense. He didn't just deny it quietly behind closed doors, he publicly dared Tony Busby to release the full video, not just any short clip that could be twisted for shock value. Is a bold move. Either he was trying to get ahead of the narrative, or it was a calculated step in damage control. Either way, he wasn't hiding. Backing him up was his high-profile attorney, Lanny Davis, and Davis wasn't subtle about it either. He came with a strategy that leaned into transparency, but also a bit of spin. Davis said straight up, yes, Shannon and Jane Doe had a relationship, but it was consensual. According to him, the two had engaged in fantasy role play, and it was all mutual. To support this version of events, Davis pointed to what he called receipts, text messages that allegedly show the woman was a willing participant. He didn't just make the claim, he said those messages would be used in court to prove Shannon never crossed any lines. But while that sounded like a solid defense, there was one detail that made people pause. Davis admitted that Shannon had offered Jane Doe a $10 million 0 cents settlement before the lawsuit was filed. Now that raises serious questions. If Shannon's innocent and has proof, why offer that kind of money to settle? Davis tried to explain it away, saying Shannon just wanted to avoid drama and damage to his name, but still, $10 million isn't exactly pocket change. And people couldn't help but wonder if that offer was a silent admission that something did go wrong. But this case didn't pop up in a vacuum. In fact, it's not the first time Shannon Sharpe's name has been tied to serious accusations.
I did not perk. I did not see LeBron working out. Now that I saw the little snippet just before we got this thing and I saw him working out, guess what, Stephen A? The Thunder, a Boost Mobile bundle, WWE Royal Rumble. Lakers in 5.
Back in 2010, a woman filed a restraining order against him. She accused him of stalking, threats, and emotional manipulation. The details weren't publicized much at the time, but the impact was enough that Shannon stepped down from his CBS role temporarily. The case quietly dropped later without much explanation, no trial, no apology, just gone. And even earlier, in 2004, another situation came up. Erica Evans, who shares a child with Shannon, accused him of battery. Again, it didn't go to trial, there was no jail time, the case faded quietly. But now, with the current lawsuit dragging up past headlines, people are starting to ask, is this just a streak of bad luck with exes, or are we looking at a pattern of behavior that's finally catching up to him? At this point, every piece of past drama is getting re-examined under a much harsher light, and it's no longer just about what's legal, it's about what's believable. So let's rewind to where this all began. Sheryl Underwood, was she just joking around on Club Shay Shay? Or was there more hidden in that playful tone than we realized? At first, it sounded like friendly banter, just two media personalities catching up, laughing over an old story from Denver. But now, with all the recent drama, Sheryl's comments are different. The way she delivered that wild five-some question felt like comedy. But go back and listen closely. It wasn't just a punchline. Her tone had a pause, a shift, like she was testing the waters, like she knew it would stir something up. And after that moment, her mood changed. It got serious real quick. She said she wasn't playing games and even brought up spiritual protection. That's not something you drop into casual conversation unless there's a reason. Then there's how she described her past encounter with Shannon, hours of deep emotional conversation. She said there was no romance, but emphasized that he needed someone to talk to. That detail feels heavier now. Was Shannon opening up about things bothering him? Things that maybe weren't so easy to say out loud? Did Sheryl catch a glimpse of the side of him most people never see? Because the truth is, Sheryl didn't just bring laughs, she brought a vibe. A vibe that now feels like it could have been a subtle warning. She didn't name names or spell anything out, but between the lines, there was tension. A sense that she knew more than she was letting on. So here's the real question. Was Sheryl Underwood just a friend with a funny story, or a witness who had already seen too much? Maybe she was trying to protect him. Maybe she was trying to protect herself. Or maybe, just maybe, she was trying to give us a heads up that we all missed. Shannon Sharpe's entire image is now under pressure. Everything from his past is being dug up. Every interaction, every comment, every relationship is being re-examined. And people like Sheryl, those who were close, who had real conversations with him, might have insight the public never got. What do you think? Was Sheryl throwing out lighthearted jokes or quietly dropping red flags? Is this just another internet storm, or are we watching the unraveling of something deeper? Drop your thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget to subscribe for more exclusive breakdown.